You kids, get off my lawn. Speaking in Spanish nonsense, bad rabbits. What is he even saying up there? Why is he get?
This is my
Why
co-host,
is he on an
everybody.
electrical pole? What's that about?
Oh, is he referencing a hurricane in Puerto Rico with bad infrastructure?
Bang a dang diggy 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 said the boogie said up jumped the boogie.
This is Flip Phone Confessional, where drama flipped harder than my Motorola. I said I'd ollie in a text got left on red. Now I'm scream singing Fall Out Boy in my bed. We're spilling secrets from the T9 days, crushing on skaters in anal ways. Grab your chain wallet and your black nail pen. We're dialing back to when life made no sense. Time to confess.
What's up, everybody?
Yo, yo.
Thank you for coming back, listening to us. I'm Justin.
I'm Brandon.
This is Flip Phone Confessional. Be sure to subscribe, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Check us out on Spotify. We love all the support. Also, if you are a small business or a business that would love exposure, we're looking for sponsors. Nothing crazy, just some, I'd say, petty cash just to help keep things going and improvements. Any little bit helps. So if you want your business plugged, shoot us a DM. You can at 90s Kid for Life or Brandon Be Good. Shoot us a DM on Instagram. We'd love to work with you. So that's something we're going to work on too in 2026. And if you guys know anyone, let us know.
Yeah, we will have some ads. We will have some plugs here. We've had some few people reach out to us already, so thank you for those who have done that. But excited to pair with some people to help keep this thing going.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the Super Bowl that just happened, you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't go to a party. And you know, within the guise of millennials and things evolving over time, I Super Bowl used to be for me like a legitimate holiday. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't like necessarily anti it this year.
That's racist. Bad Bunny just turned you off that much, huh?
Correct. Kid Rock all day, baby. Let's go. How does he able to throw his voice like that? You know, it's pretty crazy.
Weird.
Like little bit of a animatronic Kid Rock thing.
That actually just brings like the whole talking point of today of, you know, I want to talk about the Super Bowl of what it was when we were growing up versus what the Super Bowl is now. And you're a great case study. I just asked you how your Super Bowl experience was. You didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, Super Bowl was can't miss TV.
Yeah.
Like parents would throw parties, friends would throw parties.
All the kids are there.
Everybody's there. Kids are probably in a separate room with a separate TV, or as long as you're not quiet, or as long as you're not making sound and shut up, you're allowed to be in the parents' room. But I remember multiple Super Bowl parties that my parents had, food everywhere, alcohol everywhere. And it was an experience.
I was gonna say, it's like a February Thanksgiving in a lot of ways.
I was literally just going to say it's like Thanksgiving, but better.
For sure.
Yeah, because there's good food.
Because there's good food. There's nachos and all the beers and yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting that you say you didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I have found myself the last 4 or 5 years watching it less and less. Now I go to a party or I host a party, but I am paying attention very little to the TV. Most of the time it's just good company. That's an excuse to have friends over and just hang out with people I want in my space. And I find myself just like casually looking at the game. I'm not like dialed in watching it.
Yeah.
And it seems odd because I remember growing up as a kid, even high school and college, you're zoned in. Like you were glued to the couch. Like you take a break to go to the bathroom and then fill your plate with a ton of junk food. And then everybody shut up, we're watching, or you're yelling with friends about what's going on. And I don't think the Super Bowl has that magic anymore. And it's not an age thing because I saw my parents and older people when we were growing up love the Super Bowl.
Totally.
I just don't think the Super Bowl has the same magic anymore.
I think this goes back to what we've been talking about on this pod for a while now. I guess we've been podding for quite a year, but for the last year that you and I have been friends.
6 months we've been podding.
We've been talking about kind of the attention span or the monoculture just being splintered.
Of instant gratification, how we've been programmed to like you can't keep us for more than 2 seconds or else I'm disinterested.
I guess that's part of it, but there's just more entertaining things to take our attention. So it's not so much the attention span, but it's like back in the day, it's like, all right, I'm a guy in the 90s,
Yeah.
2000s. I like sports, so that means I watch football, I watch baseball, maybe some basketball, maybe some playoff hockey, and that's it.
True.
Now there's MMA, there's soccer, there's 3-on-3 basketball, women's leagues.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many different things to be into. There's, you could be into
The
TikTok
Olympics.
accounts.
Yeah.
You could be watching nostalgia videos.
Yeah.
You could be Olympics. You could be doing however many niche things that are more important to you than the Super Bowl or football is. And the thing is love is not finite, right?
Yeah.
Like my heart can love football.
Yeah.
My heart does love football. Honestly, like if I were to watch the game, I would be one of the people on the couch watching the game, being annoyed that the people are there
Are talking. Yeah.
So I'm like, just go into the other room.
But I mean, it was Chris Collinsworth announcing, so it's okay if you're not listening.
But while love is infinite, time is finite. And for me, it's like, okay, God, I have a limited amount of time to spend time with the people that I wish to be spending it with, doing the things that I wish to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this year specifically, I'm a Rams fan. So fuck the Seahawks. Love the city of Seattle. Fuck the Seahawks. And fuck the Patriots, Like I don't give two shits.
Yeah, my disdain for the Patriots knows no bounds. It's a very deep black hole there.
Look, I'm a Lakers fan, so I get it. I understand being hated. I understand where people are just over you. So
yeah, bandwagon fan. I get it. Yeah.
Right. I was born a winner. Yeah. Fair. Whatever you want to call it.
I just find it, sure, I'll agree with you. There was less things to take our attention away in the 90s. Let's just, not even as kids. It's not a kid thing. This is like a people thing. We're not glued to our phones like we were back in the 90s. It was like primetime television, but it was like something to look forward to. Kind of like we were talking about like Black Friday was an event to look forward to.
Yep.
Same with Super Bowl. It was a buildup. It was like, oh, this is exciting. And the buildup was specifically for the Super Bowl commercials. You had no idea what kind of marketing was going to come out. Every year, I remember, at least as a kid, there was a new campaign of something you'd never seen before that was like breathtaking or just like hilarious. Because at least in the 90s and into the early 2000s, it was what company was going to take over the news that week from how good their commercial was, especially on a comedic. I remember listening to like Rush Limbaugh or 850 KOA with my dad when we would be driving around post Super Bowl, and all they would talk about is like rankings. Okay, who had the best Super Bowl commercial? Like that was the conversation of the week. And we don't have that now.
Well, but also this goes back to the monoculture thing because there were so many eyes watching that same program all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you only had, 5, 6 of like the regular channels. Maybe you had some cable.
Oh, if you're talking rabbit ears, yeah, you probably had like 8 channels. And then if you had cable, probably like 80 channels.
Advertising now is everywhere. We just literally asked for sponsorship
Yeah.
for our fucking show. TikTok, Instagram used to not have ads, right?
Now you can't just scroll on your timeline without seeing in-feed ads that are being shoved down your throat.
Or even hidden, and then you like look and
sponsored content.
Exactly. So there's so many ways
that's an ad
that your attention is being grabbed versus back then it was so acute. It's like we know that everyone's gonna be watching these ads at this time right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it did have the gravity. It did have the pull.
But I don't think that's changed because the Super Bowl was like the most watched Super Bowl ever. I think it was like 127 million viewers or 126 million viewers. Maybe the internet's fooling me. I just saw that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, like I think population is increasing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can't necessarily know how many eyes are watching a given TV set, right? You went to a Super Bowl party, there's 20 sets of eyes watching one TV.
Super Bowl 2026 averaged 125 million.
And that's
viewers.
The most of all time?
No, that was last year with 138 million. 138 million last year for the Eagles Chiefs game. That's crazy. So 125 million, I don't know how much of that constitutes between bars, restaurants, because they count those numbers versus like actual households. But it's a third of the U.S. population.
It's still a huge.
It's the biggest event. It's the biggest event in the United States.
Totally.
Every year from a viewership standpoint.
I just think the foothold of what football meant to America, of what commercials at the Super Bowl meant to America, I think those have evaporated. I think if you want to look at baseball, boxing,
which used to be the sport of the United States,
of the U.S.
that and baseball, that was it. Like boxing up until what, the 70s was
Right.
that and baseball when you think of pastimes.
Well, and you're talking about Black Friday. You're talking about Super Bowl. Those things have been around for a while. Boxing, baseball's been around for a while.
Yeah,
they've been around for 100 years. It's really not that long. And
yeah. If you put it in the grand scheme of things,
any of these sports to really think that they have a stranglehold and to take for granted the amount of room or space that they take up in a given person's world, it's like, ooh, I don't know. Like, I think it was a great idea that baseball sped up the pitch count.
Oh, 100%. They changed the rules because people just are not going to go and sit and watch a 4-hour. I used to love watching baseball. Not watching. My favorite way to enjoy baseball games, if it was not in person, was actually on the radio. I don't know why I enjoy listening to a baseball game on the radio. That's like super nostalgic for me because I just think of like time with my dad listening to baseball games. But now if like I see a baseball game on TV, I'm like, no way. This just is so boring.
I mean, go Dodgers, Team Asia,
Rockies,
let's go.
yeah.
I only watched in the playoffs, to be honest. I watch highlights.
Yeah, and but there's a difference, though, between like a regular season baseball game and like the Super Bowl. And it's just weird that I'm just finding myself less and less interested. And I come back to, I find marketing for it less and less interesting. So I loved Super Bowl commercials. That was one of my favorite things of why I watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I did not really get into sports consumption or sports knowledge until college. I found it as a necessity to make friends and conversation as like with other guys in college of like, all right, I can't be a part of these groups unless I understand what's going on in the world of sports. And then I just had friggin' PTI on nonstop around the horn, like ESPN. That's all I consumed every single day. Colin Cowherd, Dan Le Batard. And it's like, okay, now I've consumed with my TISM all the information I could ever possibly need to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Before that,
real quick, PTI, one of the greatest shows of all time.
R.I.P.
Who's Tony and who's Wilbon between you and me?
Oh, I'm Kornheiser. I'm a curmudgeon. Yeah. And you and Wilbon are closer in shades.
Nice. Okay, continue. I agree.
But I remember, like, even in high school when I would go to Super Bowl parties with my best friends, it would be to watch the commercials. I could care less really about the game. It was going to be like, what was the best commercial to talk about with everyone in class that we loved tomorrow? It's like, oh, you like that one? Oh, I love this Doritos commercial. Oh, I love that Budweiser commercial or that Skittles commercial. Or the Clydesdales. Like, that's what you talked about. And now they preview the commercial before the Super Bowl even comes. Like, I hated that they're like, oh, here's the Budweiser commercial that we're going to run on the Super Bowl. Why the fuck did you just spoil it for me? Like, I want to see it. Now I'm so disinterested in Budweiser because they're like, oh, we previewed our American Bald Eagle on the Clydesdale ahead of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel the same way about movie trailers. I remember movie trailers dropping for the Super Bowl was a thing.
Oh, I remember because they would just give you a poster of or it would be like a Jurassic Park footprint.
Right.
And they're like, watch for the trailer on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's what it used to be. Like, it captivated us. It was more than just the football itself. It's like, I want to watch the game just so I can see what the new Doritos commercial is going to be.
Totally.
Or the new Snickers commercial is going to be.
And specifically, just like you said, Budweiser. Budweiser was just killing it. They're the best.
In the 90s, I don't know of another brand that had a better marketing strategy than Budweiser.
And it was interesting because they were so...
Maybe Coca-Cola with the polar bears.
That's true. But they were so diverse. Sometimes you'd have like the Clydesdales.
Yeah.
And there would be this nostalgia, this beauty, this like classic feeling to it. And then other times it
would be the frogs.
Wise. Yeah.
And then you had the chameleons that followed up on the frogs who would just make fun of the frogs. And then there was the ferret that came in and irritated the chameleons. And then they had the what's up, which was...
Oh my God.
It was iconic. Like, and so, and I just remember going to school the next day and everybody would just say that over and over again. I I specifically remember this must have been the 96. It was either 95 or 96 Super Bowl. It was a rolled gold pretzels commercial. You could even Google this.
Seeing it all now. Is that Jason Alexander?
Yeah. Look, Jason Alexander. That's the commercial. So we're showing a 95 Super Bowl commercial of Jason Alexander jumping out of a military plane. And all of a sudden that's the commercial and it just cuts out. And then you go back to the game.
That's so crazy. Like, what kind of insurance do you need to have Jason Alexander?
I don't think it's Jason Alexander. It might be a lookalike.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, it is Jason. That's Jason Alexander with a dog.
That's incredible. Here's the thing is, no one, like, Jason Alexander doesn't exist today, right? Like, does anyone care?
Wasn't he just in one of the Super Bowl commercials that just aired? The Dunkin' Donuts one?
I'm saying, like, what is the corollary for now? Who is the Jason Alexander now?
Of like a famous TV star?
That everyone's going to know, and that everyone's going to be impressed that they pull off this stunt.
Well, I mean, it's hard because Seinfeld was one of the biggest sitcoms.
Which goes back to the monoculture thing. It's like, it's just so fractured.
I would say Jason Sudeikis. If Jason Sudeikis jumped as like Ted Lasso out of a pair, like if he was in the Ted Lasso outfit and then jumped out of a plane then onto the Super Bowl, pretty much everybody would know who that is.
That's a good call. That would be a good.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Getting back on track, I just like the commercials aren't funny. They don't push the envelope. There's no creativity. There's not really. I'll grant it that the Budweiser commercial was creative with like the eagle landing on the horse. They even brought the eagle and the horse to the game as just like an ancillary thing. It wasn't like a continuation like that. I'm just trying to remember the last time where I like distinctly remember a Super Bowl that I was glued in on. And that had to have been like the Patriots Eagles when they played back in 2018.
Yeah.
But since then, I've just been kind of like dying out on the games because the commercials they're not funny anymore.
Okay, I have a theory.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I believe in this, and I mostly don't. But NBA
I'm
All-Star...
going to just say something that...
NBA All-Star Game. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, hi. Well,
worst ratings in 20 years.
Welcome to my podcast. But dunk contest was honestly not that bad, but there's no stars in it. So it's like...
Yeah, because LeBron ruined it.
Wait. Okay, just reel it in.
I have a theory of why.
Okay, would you like for me to get my take out first?
No, never.
So, for dunk contest, you need stars, right? If you don't have Jason Alexander jumping out of a plane, you have a random guy, it just hits different.
Yeah.
So if you don't have...
If you had the Soup Man.
Correct. Yeah, so they have these guys in the NBA All-Star Game who are not stars, and they're dunking. They're awesome dunks. They're still... like incredible dunks. They're just
the one who like hit the backboard and slammed his head against the floor. Super good dunk.
Honestly, yeah, no, totally. Like pretty amazing stuff. But I think at a certain point, humans reach the limit of what is like possible. Now, expanding upon that, there's a theory out there that music has kind of like flatlined a little bit. Even like movies have kind of flatlined a little bit. Because there's only so many stories to tell. There's only
original ideas.
There's only so many harmonies to find. Now, we haven't found all of them. We haven't told all of the stories. But the first time that you saw Pulp Fiction, right, it hits. The first time I saw a guy do a windmill between the legs dunk, it hits. It hits hard. Is it possible that we've kind of bumped the head against our ceiling of what a commercial and an ad can be? Now, of course, there can still be innovation. But once you've seen... let's call it, I don't know, 1 million commercials, which we probably have.
Yeah, that's actually sad.
To have one new one that actually sticks out and resonates with you that you hold on to, how amazing does that commercial have to be in order to stick out, to be the one amongst a literal million?
I mean, I have tons that stick out.
I know, but I'm not saying that historically have stuck out. I'm talking about moving forward because you have those benchmarks of other ones that have stuck out. Like the cultural context to make something funny or original, you can't have a guy jump out of a plane with a dog anymore.
Because it's been done.
Because it's been done.
Well, you could do it with a cat.
Right. People would be like, that's whack. You're iterating off of something that's been done. That rock music, whatever, they sound like the Rolling Stones. They've done that before.
Got it.
Diminishing returns.
Okay,
Just a theory.
I hear what you're saying. There's some aspects I agree with. Now, to the point of how many commercials we consumed and how original can you get, I will agree with that to a degree. Like, it is probably very difficult as a marketing person to be like, what are we going to do to stand out?
Yeah, how are we going to innovate something that hasn't been done?
Correct. Or how are you going to spin something that's already been done to something original? That has to be very difficult, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. But it doesn't seem like commercials are trying. What was the most disappointing thing about this year's Super Bowl is there was not any comedy. All the commercials were like super emotional, super heartfelt, and maybe that's just the tone of like the country right now, but it was depressing. Most of the commercials were,
Like
whoa.
The Rock performance.
Yeah. Like, what was it? The one was like Lay's potato chip where the dad was like getting close to death or retiring, and he's like handing over the keys of like, oh, here, you're going to be the next generation of farmers. It was like trying to pull on heartstrings. And I'm like, cool. Like, that's fine. Why didn't you have something pop out and scare the shit out of me or like
Sure.
eat the dad? Like, do something hilarious. And I don't think we get those. Like, I could think of so many fun Super Bowl commercials that we just don't have anymore. Like, I think of like Betty White when they did the Snickers commercial where they're playing football and then she gets tackled. And she's like, and just yelling at people. She's like, it's not you when you're hungry. And then he eats the Snickers and he changes, right?
Pretty good.
Like,
Yeah.
iconic. But yeah, so it just is kind of disappointing. Also, Super Bowl halftime show was great. Bad Bunny was awesome. I've loved Bad Bunny since 2017 when I first listened to him with J Balvin in Nicky Jam. Like, great. I like reggaeton. I'm part Hispanic, so I've listened to that my whole life. Daddy Yankee, Don Omar. I just feel like Super Bowl performances overall haven't been very good. I liked Kendrick. Kendrick was hilarious, especially when you had Serena coming out, crip walking. That was dope.
Pretty dope.
I remember what was it? 21 with Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent.
Yeah,
that was
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
and Anderson .Paak.
wasn't Eminem in that
Eminem,
partly? Not bad. It was nostalgia bait for sure, but like, there's nothing been like super iconic. Because to me, like when I think of like an iconic Super Bowl halftime show, I think of Prince. Not bad. I'm thinking of the Colts, Colts Bears playing Purple Rain while it's literally raining at night. Like, that is with the huge sheet behind him and the shadow going on. That's probably
the best one of all time.
I think Michael Jackson fans would probably have a word with you, but
and I'm a Michael Jackson fan, so I'm right there with you. I think that would be those two are probably top three.
Yeah, which was lucky for me because I was a freshman in college, and I remember we had a Super Bowl party. All my friends were there. It's starting to rain, and then Prince does Purple Rain with the freaking like the devil tail guitar, and you just have that huge sheet behind him in the shadow. It's just like, damn, that was incredible. Damn. I don't think you get iconic moments like that anymore. Maybe it's a post-COVID thing. Well, I don't know.
Post-COVID and or the splintering of monoculture. Yet again, there's like Prince and Michael Jackson, everyone around the globe do them. I am a Bad Bunny fan, honestly, as of the Super Bowl. I'm not like you. I love the Super Bowl show. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was really creative, really original. I thought his presence was awesome. I love the set. I love the theatrical nature of it all.
I was really bummed that the plants didn't start dancing. When I saw at the very beginning shot, when I was like, I see arms and people in those bushes, I was like, all the bushes are going to come to life, and they didn't move it all. They didn't move it all. I was like, wait, we didn't have some like huge sugarcane dance party? Like, what's happening?
That is true. That is a missed opportunity. But I wasn't that big of a fan of his before them. Not that I wasn't against him at all. I just didn't really know his music.
Bad Bunny, bum 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 bum.
And now having gone through just seeing what he talked about, and then also like seeing his actual like lyrics and like that moment where he hands the trophy to his like younger self.
That was dope.
That was really, really
cool. Yeah, where it's like, oh, here, you're getting a Grammy. Yeah. And there was a lot of shout outs to like Hispanic culture, which was cool for me because, you know, I've been to multiple quinceañeras, I've been to Mexican weddings. Like, it's like a lot of that stuff. I was like, damn, that's on point. It was super cool.
I mean, especially in light of everything that's going on in this country with immigrants. That was freaking awesome. And then just his whole thing of like the only thing what's stronger than hate is love. The needing to believe in yourself. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in myself, and you
Yeah,
should too.
the pep talk was pretty cool. When you translated it, it was awesome.
And also, whatever. So it's in fucking Spanish. Like, fucking get over it. Put out in the fucking AI English video. Like, fuck off.
That's
Fuck
weird.
outta here.
That's weird because typically aren't they supposed to run like closed captions if you can't understand it? I'm surprised they didn't automatically like display those. I thought, what is it called? SAP, right? You would push that button and it would translate it for you. That's old. God, that makes me feel old. But no, it's just, I think you're right. I think there's too much media to consume, and it just comes out too fast. I don't feel like companies try very hard anymore. And maybe they believe they don't have to. Or maybe it's not what people want. I don't know. Like, maybe I like comedy and I just want hilarious Super Bowl commercials, and maybe I should just let that go. And that's not the thing, because we've talked about this before. I don't think there's any comedy movies coming out that are good anymore.
But I also think to some degree, you're not having comedic commercials or sitcoms are doing well, or comedies, because people are taking temperature of the zeitgeist, of the culture in general.
Yeah.
And we happen to live in a time that is pretty divisive. Like, some people will tell you, no, it's always been this way. And it's like, no, I remember what this was like. I remember growing up in this room in these
Correct.
times.
Or maybe we just didn't have access to the hate.
And you're right. Maybe there's a level of ignorance that like you and I were not privy to.
I'm just disappointed that I feel like I'm just going to get to a point in the next few years I'm not even going to watch the Super Bowl, because I just know I'm going to be let down by the commercials. And if it's not my team in the Super Bowl, because I used to consume NFL games nonstop. Like, I'd watch every game every Sunday, or as many games as I could, and I was about it.
Yeah.
I go now where it's like, I'll catch a few minute clip. Maybe I'll watch the first half or the second half of the Sunday night game, and I'm good. Like, and maybe it's just like maturing, like you said, going back to your main point. What is my time worth? Is my time worth it to watch 12 hours of NFL every Sunday for 17 weeks? No, it's not.
Well, I think it's maturing, but I think it's happening to all of us concurrently.
Yeah.
Where our attention spans are being divided into more optionality. You have more ways to be entertained, to, reach out and find these like little niche communities. And so the reason that you would watch football back then, you watch every game, is largely because you liked it and because you had less optionality to spend your time doing something.
Correct.
But so did your buddies. And so everyone was watching.
It's either that or watch a Disney VHS for the 10th time. So what am I going to do? I'm going to watch a football game.
Right, because everyone else is, you're all going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Where I kind of want to go with this is, because I feel like we do find this spot in a lot of our conversations that like, oh, it was just better back then. And it sucks that it's not that way now.
Yeah.
But how do you take what you valued back then and take that with you moving forward? And the first thing that at least comes from me is the importance of ritual and tradition.
Yeah.
That like, you can't preserve the way that things were for everyone, right? Like, yeah, you can say I miss the tradition of Super Bowl, or miss the tradition of all of us watching Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But you can, within your own family or within your own niche community, create your own rituals and your own traditions, your own mini Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're all into this one thing. We're all into what fucking
Power Rangers. Yeah.
And just find your people that are super into that.
Yeah.
And then you can hold on to that together.
Yeah.
Or with your kid. Hey, here's a thing that, we
like
do
Christmas traditions. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's obviously not the same because you won't be experiencing with everyone in the same way everywhere.
Yeah.
But that is a way where I think you can preserve this sense of like, we're here to do something together and it means something.
Yeah, it's just a bummer. I agree with
immediately.
No. I don't want to dismiss. I don't want to dismiss of that, because I agree with it. I think I love traditions. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I love having traditions because it's something to look forward to and it's something to carry on. And hopefully for me, it's like some of the things I do with my son, I hope he does them later on in life, because I learned it from my parents. My parents learned it from their grandparents.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun. Like, it's just something to bring people close together. But yeah, it's just, for me, just about the Super Bowl specifically, it's like, that sucks that it's gotten to the point where I am just disinterested in the Super Bowl when it's something I used to like gravitate towards. And now I'm just like, I'm more of just like hanging out with the people that are there.
And that makes you sad because you've changed?
I think it just makes me sad because it's just another reminder of what was to what isn't now. Because it's like another reminder of, oh, it used to be so much better then. It's just on the list.
Which is what you think of. I personally, like, I think you could view that in two different ways.
Yeah.
You can say, like, oh, it's not what it was, and that's a bummer. And you could also say, oh, it's not what it was, and that's exciting that I've evolved to something else.
It's exciting. I got 6 hours of my time back that I could do something else.
I've just discerned that, like, oh, hey, this doesn't serve me in the same way anymore.
That's
There's
true.
other things that I'm more interested in, and I'm really stoked that there's other things that excite me.
Fair. No, yeah, it's all about perspective. Of course, I'm going to be negative. That's who I am.
Tony Kornheiser.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I wish they would just, I guess, bring funny commercials back, because I can't even think of a commercial that I've seen in the last couple years that is like rememberable. And I think of all the commercials that are hilarious, like the internet education connection jingle or freecreditreport.com, those jingles, like those are things that are iconic.
That you miss. That makes you a weird person.
Yeah, I miss good ads. And maybe it's just because we see so many, like, where it's just like, okay, if you're going to force ads down my throat, can you at least make one of them entertaining, please?
Fair.
But anyway, another random tangent trip down memory lane. Let us comment below what you think about the Super Bowl now, or any commercials. If you liked any of the commercials from this year, if you thought they were all garbage like I did, or not garbage is strong.
Yeah,
they were
comment
just
down below if Justin is the only person in the world who feels that way, or if there's two people who feel the same way.
Or if you like Raisin Bran, because, Brandon's on an island liking Raisin Bran.
Damn you kids, get off my lawn. Speaking in Spanish nonsense and bad rabbits. What is he even saying up there? Why did he get?
This is my co-host.
Why is he on
everybody?
an electrical pole? What's that about?
Oh, is he referencing a hurricane in Puerto Rico with bad infrastructure?
Bang a dang diggy 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 said the boogie said up jumped the boogie.
Man, that makes me think of the Creed Super Bowl and the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I get that.
That halftime show.
I completely know. Like that. No.
What do you mean?
Creed was in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, what was it, like 03? No, 2000. Wasn't it 2000?
Whoa! So at the height of their powers?
Are you for real right now? This is one of the most iconic Super Bowl performances ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you take? He's wearing like a Dallas Cowboys jersey. He's like. Comment below if you're shocked that Brandon doesn't know Creed was a Super Bowl halftime show. Also, follow, subscribe, Flip Phone Confessional on all socials. Same handle: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're trying to grow. Help us there. Till next time, guys.
Don't let the signal fade away. You know I'm just one flip away. We laugh, we cried, we press in till we confess again, my friend.